back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
It's been 356 days since the Wellington Saints celebrated their 12th NBL championship with a 2-point win over the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Tonight, the two teams clashed for the first time since that night. This time, they're battling for a spot in the final six of season 2022. No mai hedamai, hello and welcome to the Sal's NBL Round 12 TSB Bank Arena East chock-a-block tonight. Sky Sport has you covered. Great to have you with us, Justin Nelson and Miles Pearce alongside me. And Miles, I cannot wait for this game. The crowd here is electric already. Thursday night hoops. It is packed in the capital.
Unbelievable atmosphere. Both teams know what's going on here in terms of what they need to get done for their finals, and the crowd does too.
Big one coming up. Let's have a look at the ladder. There it is right there, and we're talking Hawks in fourth who've lost their last three, Saints in eight who are clinging ever so slightly at the moment to a chance to go through to the final six this season. This is a massive game tonight. Games coming up in round 12, and there's so much to love about the Sal's NBL right now. Tuatara and Sharks tomorrow night, Jets and Giants Saturday, Bulls and Hawks Saturday night, also live on Prime around the country. Rams and Airs, big game on Sunday. Nuggets and Jets also on Sunday. Hawks starters tonight, and it is a formidable lineup that comes here, but they do come here on the back of three straight losses. Rusbatch, AG, Harris, Jack Salt, great to see him out there. Daron, Rakawa, and of course the coach, Mick Downer. Miles, you caught up with him a short time ago. Here's what he had to say.
Coach, welcome to Wellington. Tough loss at home. How are the guys mentally after that?
I mean, the sun came up, so we took it pretty hard. It was a tough way to lose, but you know, at the end of the day, we didn't block out and finish the game. But there was lots of other things too, the course of that game, that we just weren't good enough and probably didn't deserve the result. So get a chance to bounce back tonight and need to be at our absolute best against this Saints team.
Talking about this Saints team, you guys are in a little mini-series here. Huge game, huge week for you, and implications on top six. How are you preparing for this?
I mean, you have to turn the page pretty quick. They've got 3 games in 6 days for us this week, so pull out the 3 or 4 most important things and channel our energies into focusing on that and bring it against the Saints group tonight. So really looking forward to it. There's a lot of talent on the floor on both teams, so it should be a really good game.
It should be great. Good luck for tonight, and look forward to seeing it in unravel.
Let's have a look at the Saints starters tonight. Last time out here at home, they defeated the Nuggets by 12. Their season is still alive. Samuel Cooks, Nartai Vodanovic and Smith. Troy McLean is the coach. Let's have a listen to his thoughts on this big game tonight.
Evening, Coach. Huge battle against the Hawks coming up tonight. Big implications on top six. How have you prepared for this one?
We just got back to work. Come Monday, we just went straight back to work, trying to build those habits. Just a little bit of a sense of urgency with the fellas, and they competed hard all week, so yeah, we're ready.
Second game for Reggie coming into this group. How's he fitting in and getting a couple of days of practice under his belt?
Reggie's great. He's fitting really, really well, and the fellas have done a really good job of getting him involved. A very high IQ guy, so he fit in with a lot of our stuff that we were running. Even contributed to a lot of the scout and systems that we're trying to prepare for. So yeah, he's been a bit of a gold find.
Awesome, thanks coach, and good luck tonight.
Well, Miles, Jordan Nartai is so often the barometer of the Saints. He'll be wanting to have a big one for his team tonight.
Will indeed. He's been very, very good. Probably sacrificed some shooting and scoring in this group, but with such a high potent offense, he does what he needs to do to get wins on the board.
There is the star Saint there. Last time out against the Nuggets, the Saints got up. We had the cameras and microphones around Jordan Nartai. Let's look back as the Saints got the win, and Nartai and his team look forward to this big clash tonight against the Hawks.
I think we did really well. I think we picked it up in the second half on defense. The first half, I think we were moving the ball really well. In the second half, we carried that over. But yeah, I think the boys did really well. I think us just being patient, taking the shots that were there for us, not rushing, and getting the ball through hands. Like, past games, we've kind of just taken the first shot available, whereas we kind of baited them into what we wanted instead of them dictating what they wanted us to do. I think I did pretty well. I was just trying to find a way on how to get the win. I felt like I could have did a better job defensively. Picking up 3 early fouls in the first half wasn't ideal. But yeah, I thought I moved the ball really well with them, made a couple shots, and yeah. Tomorrow we'll rest and recover, watch some game film, try and get better as we can each day, whether it's a day off or a training day, and then we prepare for Hawke's Bay. That's going to be a tough one for us. It's probably going to be our biggest test, especially going into this finals round. But yeah, we get ready for Hawke's Bay. That's our next focus.
Well, great work there by the Saints in the courtside series. Love the access. Well done to Vincent Gabriel and his team. Here's the head-to-head tonight. Miles, the thing that stands out to me here, there's 2 things. The Hawks need to look after the ball, and they need to find a way to stop Xavier Cooks.
Yeah, Cooks is such a huge thing. It's just a huge part of this offense. He's been unbelievable since he got to the NZNBL. The size of the Saints and the speed of the Hawks will be an interesting matchup.
Let's have a look at the officials for this huge Thursday night clash. There they are, Dallas Pickering, Callum Welsh and Hamish Dale with the whistles for this one. It is such a big game in the context of the season. The Saints are clinging to hope. The Hawks are out of form. They've lost their last 3. The Hawks in the next week play the Saints tonight, the Bulls on Saturday night, and the Saints next Thursday night. This back-to-back between these 2 teams, the teams that clashed in the 2021 championship game, they clashed in the 2019 championship game. The next week, tonight and next Thursday night, we are going to know so much about the final 6 credentials of the Saints and the Hawks.
These 2 clubs have got such rich histories going back all the way. We can see we're here at the Kenny McFadden Court, so I'm expecting nothing less than amazing from both these sides tonight.
It is game on. Can the Saints stay alive in season 2022? Can the Hawks turn their recent run of losses around? If the Hawks can't get some wins over the next week, Saints, Bulls, Saints, all of a sudden they are in the danger zone.
Well, there's 4 teams on 7 wins right now. So this next week, 2 rounds of basketball in the NZNBL is really going to have a massive impact on who ends up at the finals weekend.
Your tip tonight?
I think the Saints will be too tough here at home.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. Sky Sport Thursday night action in the NZNBL. We are underway as the Saints get the opening possession of this one. Xavier Cooks straight to work off that right hand. It's a miss. And now the Hawks will get their opening look at the game. What a matchup this is, Mike Smith and Drone Rakawa.
And I'm really looking forward to that matchup, but the size that the Saints can put on the floor can Salt, AG, and Quentin Bailey off the bench really get out and do the damage against the size that they've got. And can the Saints keep up with the speed of Harris, Rokawa, Rusbatch, Jack Exeter off the bench? You know, that's going to be a huge part of it.
Well, they do have that guy that goes the other way called Mike Smith. He's pretty quick himself. There's a foul on Tawan AG off the rebound. So an early foul there for the Star Hawks import. How about Daron Rakawa? He's got Mike Smith tonight and Corey Webster coming his way on Saturday night.
I was lucky enough to coach Daron just straight out of high school when he played for the Monolith Jets. The Sidane Samuel finished down the lane, and a little bit of a flex there just to show everyone what he's got. I was lucky enough to coach Daron Rakawa, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He plays a little bigger, and he's not going to back down from anyone.
Hiram Harris with the foul. Now, Dane Samuel actually hit the point, so he's just had a free look at the basket from the Racine line there. This time, they're going to reset and go. And despite the free look,
still can't make that one go.
Opening points to the Saints here tonight. It is a packed stadium in the capital at TSB Bank Arena. An amazing Thursday night crowd. The atmosphere here is electric. At these rivals go head-to-head, and Hiram Harris with the opening points of the game for the Hawks.
And that's dangerous for the Saints because Harris is preferring to put the ball on the floor, be a facilitator, get to the rim and create. Him knocking down that first triple, that's big.
Here's Tommy Vodanovic, his first look from long range, and it is a good look. He delivers nearly 4 triples a game. I think there's a foul here on that pass. It's going to be against Vodanovic holding AG. So an early foul also in that battle against Vodanovic. There's the hold that was picked up by Dallas Pickering. Not a lot in it.
Not a lot in it, but that is something that the Hawks will constantly look for, is that early quick push and transition. They do a very good job finding their bigs on the rim, whether it's Bailey, AG, and now they've got Salt to throw in that mix. It's going to be a very interesting night for whoever's guarding those guys.
Rakawa to bring it in. Clogging the paint, blue singlets. Here's AG going to work. Bounced off Vodanovic. Harris keeps it alive. Razbach on the up fake to the hoop. Misses, rebound AG. He's a strong rebounder, and how about that for a finish? And straight away, the right bicep is flexed for all to see.
And this is going to be a battle of the paint tonight. I think there's going to be some unbelievable matchups as we go, and we see the Saints get through some offense. Smith rips baseline.
Sets up Vodanovic on the arc. His second look from range is short. Hawks out by 3 early in this one. Round 12 underway in the NZNBL. Basket, Ethan Razbach draws the foul. He's off to the Racine line. Points are good. Foul is on Xavier Cooks.
The Hawks not just come out with at a great intensity and a great speed. Foot on the gas. They are looking to push in transition.
Leading scorer for the Hawks this season, Ethan Razbach, the skipper. 17.7 points a game. And usually one of his strengths is from distance. Just a tick under 2 triples a game this season, but only at 26% from beyond the arc.
I think a number of teams are aware of his ability to shoot the ball, as we see Natai miss from the corner.
Put back from Darnay Samuel also misses.
If you're known as that great shooter, teams are going to run you off the line and make it as difficult as possible for you. So he's got some great moves off the dribble as well to complement his shooting ability.
Here's Hiram Harris burying the head, but held up by Jordan Natai. Forces the jump, and possession is going to go the way of the Hawks here. They're out by 6 in the opening few minutes. Such a big game tonight. Mick Downer, coach of the Hawks there, pacing the sidelines. Here's Harris. Rakawa. There's a foul on Tom Vodanovic. That's his second inside the opening 3 minutes, and he just walks straight to the sidelines to take a seat. That's not a good sign for the Saints.
Not at all. Tawan AG had a few words to say after that play. But the bonus for the Saints right now is Upshur Jr. off the bench. What a pickup he was, and how fantastic was he in that game that we called on Sunday.
Yeah, debut on Sunday. 19 points in that game, Reggie Upshur Jr. Here he is in action. Travelling inside against Tawan AG, so the Saints get it back. And it really does strengthen them up with Upshur Jr. coming off the bench.
And he was so versatile, showed such a great range of skill in that first game, and is now able to have a couple of practices under his belt and got his legs under him. Hopefully we can see a great performance.
Darnay Samuel, his opening triple of the game. Rakawa working on Smith, hands it off to Harris. Jack Salt wants it down low, his first touch of the game. The big fella goes to work on the left hook, can't complete. AG scrambling after it, well done by Upshur Jr. What a contest that looks like it'll be.
And I'm sure the Salt-Samuel matchup is going to be interesting. They probably saw a lot of that during the Australian season as teammates with the Brisbane Bullets.
Razbach lets fly from 3. Cooks with the rebound. And we know he can carry the ball as well, Xavier Cooks. Will he go to work here through the paint outside? It ends up with Smith. Samuel has hit one, has hit two.
Ties that game up. Jack Salt, if he's going to continue to guard Darnay Samuel, needs to be able to challenge that three-point shot.
Game tied up. Back-to-back triples from Darnay Samuel. And Hiram Harris, also his second triple of the opening quarter. What a response by the Hawks, number 22.
Another great look for the Hawks. And Harris, not known as the three-point shooter, knocks down his second of the night.
Yeah, big start from Hiram Harris tonight. Here's Smith again. He goes with the deep two, doesn't get the roll. Harris with the rebound. Puts it on to Rikawa, straight in to Jack Salt with Nartai on him. Goes to work, can't quite finish off. But a couple of good looks early for Jack Salt in this game.
And that'll go a long way. While he missed a couple of good looks early, if they continue to find those looks and get the ball into the paint, as we see Reggie Upshaw
got the roll.
rattle down a three. The pressure on the paint will be huge, particularly with Vodanovich with 2 early fouls.
Tied up again, 11 apiece. Harris has knocked down 2, has a look at a third. Upshaw Jr. with the rebound. And he's happy to bring the ball up the floor. Some pressure on Rusbach here, spins inside the paint, off on the right hand, just to the right of the ring. Good play by Reggie Upshaw Jr.
Well, there's that versatility we spoke of, able to grab a rebound and push the ball up the floor and create. And the Saints have just got a wealth of guys that can do that, as we see a great drop-off from Rokawa to AG, who looks lovingly, would you say, Darnay Samuel?
Don't know if there's any love there.
No love
There might
lost.
be love lost there, that's right. Foul picked up. And we might be headed to a timeout here. Now there's a little bit going on. AG's been involved with a few words early in this game. Not sure how that started. Xavier Cooks now is talking. Is he talking to Coach Mick Downer? Mick Downer now, middle of the court, talking to the officials. They escort him away. Hey, we told you there was going to be heat tonight. We told you there'd be feeling in this game. This is a massive clash for the Saints and the Hawks. And everyone here, the crowd, 4,000 strong, the players, the coaches, they know what's on the line.
And it shows in the first few minutes of this game, the intensity, the level of physicality, and no one's taking a backward step, which I absolutely love.
Hawks lead it by 2. Not sure what started all of that. AG and Cooks were right in the thick of it. Got a timeout here. 2-point margin. We talked about the big week ahead from here for the Hawks. From here, they head north. They play the Bulls on Saturday night. And don't forget, the Bulls beat the Hawks in Hawke's Bay by 4 points in round 1. So it's not just about the win and loss on Saturday night. Look at Mick Downer. He is furious on the sidelines. Here's AG to the basket, and you can just see him flexing there, and that's probably where it all started from. AG and Cooks back at it again. I think they're okay now.
As you mentioned, the meaning of this game.
Offensive
is
foul,
huge.
by the way, on Upshaw Jr.
Meaning of this game is huge. The Saints desperately need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Hawks, they're on a bit of a skid. They're trying to regain what they had a few games ago. As we see Jared Kenny bring the ball up, his first minutes in the game, and what a luxury for the Bay Hawks.
19th season, Miles.
He has all the experience.
How does that make your body feel?
Oh, old. And the best bit was, I was lucky enough to play for the Hawks under Sean Dennis, and Jared Kenny was my teammate and roommate that year.
Here goes Xavier Cooks hard to the basket, kisses it off the glass, misses, toughen in the action now to Darnay Samuel. How's this crowd?
And that's his third triple for the night, and the crowd reacts with much applause as he knocks that down.
Incredible scenes. Rusbach fires from deep. A little bit long. AG with the rebound. Has been in everything in this first quarter. Underneath the basket, too deep in the end. Saints come up with it.
Cook's got the responsibilities of point forward here as we see him go against Rusbach.
Well, that's what he does. He makes it look effortless. Xavier Cooks, such a fun player to watch. Rakawa for three. Big response by the Hawks. He hits nearly 3 of those a game. Xavier Cooks, by the way, going at 23 points a game this season.
We don't have an all-star game here.
Oh,
but we've got
Nartai.
some all-stars here.
We've definitely got some all-stars. And here's one of them, Jordan Nartai. We spoke about him in the pre-game. He is finding some form at the right end of the season.
He really is. And the Prince of Porirua is getting it done. And as we mentioned earlier, sacrificing probably a little on the scoring front. Cook's at over 20 a game. They've got such a depth and wealth of scorers that I think Kenneth Tuffin and Jordan Nartai have taken a backward step in terms of scoring, but still adds so much value in other ways to this Saints squad.
Daron Rakawa takes a seat. Second personal foul. Jack Exeter into the game. One of those former Rams who followed Coach Mick Downer from the Rams to the Hawks.
And what a compliment that is. How many players followed him from the Rams that last program. It shows what a man and what a coach that Mick Downer really is.
Here's Jared Kenny through traffic, draws 3 singlets, kicks it out to AG, who can't make it. Xavier Cook's got the last touch on that one. Even had time to give the official the thumbs up.
And no argument there, just a couple of little nods as we see Nartai check out of the game and Smith check back in.
Saints by 2. Entertaining first quarter. It's had a little bit of everything. Hope you're enjoying it on Sky Sport tonight. Here's Exeter, corner. Rusbach saw Cooks in front of him. Ball on the floor, turns it over with an errant pass. Mike Smith comes up with it, quickly goes down. Winnie out of Mulvihill is into the action. Here he is with a second chance.
Here's the Saints size we talked about. They're matched up, Hawks are matched up quite well, but there's always going to be a mismatch with the size that they can put on the floor.
Kenny, tipped away by Cooks. Reggie Upshaw Jr., tough and great hands by Jared Kenny. How's the defense from the Hawks stalwart?
Kenny has been known for his defense and leadership, both in this league and in the Australian League, and has been doing, as you said, 19 seasons of experience. Very, very good at what he does. Very, very good. Very good high IQ. Heads
up play by Kenny. Xavier Cooks takes a rest. Samuel back onto the floor. 11 points in this opening quarter for Darnay Samuel. Game high scorer.
3 threes.
Here's Smith. Outside, Winnie out of Mulvihill from deep, and he drains it.
And for the Hawks, these are the guys that you want. Mulvihill coming off the bench, anyone else coming off the bench. Those are the guys you probably want scoring and shooting the ball over the Samuels and Cooks. So he just takes advantage and knocks that down.
Jack Salt missed his first couple, made that one look a lot easier. His first points of the game in this one tonight, 3-point margin. Inside the last 30 seconds. Upshaw Jr. spinning to the basket.
There's that versatility that we spoke of. Ability to catch the ball, put it on the floor. Great footwork on the spin. Finishes with contact. Off to the Rosine charity stripe to make an extra one.
Look at this, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Reggie with the pirouette.
Put him in the spin cycle.
Saints out by 5. Make that 5. Last 20 seconds of this opening quarter. Kenny. He's a very, very clever player, Jared Kenny. Toughened with a little bit of pressure there. Jared just says go away. Here's Rusbach. Late in the quarter with a big finish. Hard to the basket off the glass. And that will do us as Mike Smith goes from long range. What a quarter. What a start. Late basket here from Ethan Rusbach. And that's one quarter in the books. Thursday night action in the Cells NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. We've got a game for you. Second quarter coming up.
We got some vouchers. Take a side. South. Stains. Go. All right. You know the drill. Make the layup. Just go again. Once you get it, come back, get that voucher, chuck it on the ground, go again. Okay, counting down will be Wellington. 3, 2, 1, go. James makes the first bucket. H gets there in the end. There's one voucher each. Thanks to our good friends at Sal's Pizza. James makes it 2 for 2. H taking her time, maybe getting some motivation from McGilla. Then we got to help her out. James making light work, going 3 for 3. Oh, McGilla, you're too kind sometimes. 4 for 4 for James. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for our competitors. It's not easy coming out here. James is going for his fifth. H making it too easy. 30 seconds to go. Get those vouchers. Get you down to the South Beach area and get a slice. Ooh, and that's another one. Team's coming back on the court. We'll make that time. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for H and for James. The Sal's NBL still available at all Sal's pizzerias.
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. Sal's NBL round 12 is underway. Mick Downer, what a big first quarter he's had. He's been involved in quite a lot of debate and discussion with the officials at quarter time. So we've just got to hold up to the game with, it looks like one of the officials has an injured leg. I think looks like Dallas Pickering is going off with a calf injury.
Calf or Achilles, possibly.
So
he
there
was
he is.
limping, which is never a good look.
Now, we've had a To'ihi game played before this, and those officials are still here. So I gather one of those three officials from the earlier To'ihi game will now come into this game.
And that was a great game.
On
a different note,
game.
that was an unbelievable game.
Pauakai getting that one over the Queens by 3 in a thrilling finish. Quarter time here. Saints lead it by 3 over the Rams. What did you make of that opening quarter, Miles?
Look, the quarter had a little bit of everything. Some threes, finishes at the rim, a little bit of feistiness there, but between both teams. But for me, bench points, Wellington had 8 off the bench, Hawks nothing. Both teams shooting the 3 ball quite well, 3 of 7 and 5 of 11. And for me, one of the other things that the turnovers. Wellington scored 6 points off some turnovers, nothing for the Hawks.
Darnay Samuel with 11 points in that opening quarter, game high scorer. There's Hiram Harris having a chat with Mick Downer. So just to bring you up to speed, we've got a change. Looks like Sasha Nicholson coming into the game with an injury to Dallas Pickering. So not often we see a substitution for the refs. I think it's happened a couple of times this season. For memory, Tim Brown may have done a calf a little bit earlier on this season. And dare I say it, with Dallas Pickering seemingly doing a calf as well. Once you hit a certain age, they tend to go a bit quicker, don't they?
They do indeed. You've got to make sure you're extra warm and stretch everything as we get back underway here with Smith. Exeter guarding him.
Been a big start tonight by the home team, but only a 3-point margin. Full house here in the capital. Here's Mike Smith with some room and a floater. Can't finish it. Quinton Bailey with the rebound. Exeter now brings it back up the floor for the Hawks. What a dramatic finish they had against the Nuggets on Sunday. Josh Aitchison with that tip in, I believe with about 0.1 of a second to play. Turnover there, Jack Salt with the pass to the feet of Bailey. Tuffin back the other way off the glass.
And that was huge in terms of the Nuggets and where they are in their season. They started out very well. Their imports doing a great job, but had a couple of games on the slide. So getting that win on the road is absolutely massive.
Well, the Nuggets back at home on Sunday. They take on the Jets. They've actually lost their last 3 at home. So keep an eye on them. They'll be wanting to do a lot better in front of their fans. Here's Quinton Bailey on the turn.
And still no Timmins, if I am correct. He's away with national duties, which is absolutely fantastic opportunity for him. As some of the goes tough finish in the lane.
Nico McCulloch does come back into that team though. So.
There we go. So that will be a huge boost. But Timmins is the big man in the middle.
Saints by 7 on that. What looked like an awkward Kenneth Tuffin basket. Rusbatch, Salt, good finish, bouncing off the body of Reggie Upshaw Jr.
That is 2 large humans going to war down there. And as you said, Salt missed his first couple. He's not missing many more after that.
Well, it's a large human and a very large human.
Jack, after a fantastic collegiate career and now plying his trade here in the Sal's NBL as well as the Australian NBL.
Darnay Samuel with the miss. Hasn't missed too many tonight. Quinton Bailey does well on the drive. In fact, Ethan Rusbatch, I should say. And he's off to the Racine line to have a look at a couple here for the Hawks.
And Rusbatch has been doing a fantastic job this season, putting the ball on the floor and creating opportunities for himself in the paint and at the Racine charity stripe. As you mentioned, known as the shooter, but so many people are cued into the fact that he's known as a shooter, they're not letting him get to his favorite things.
No, just 26% from the arc this season, but doing a lot of damage on those bursts to the rim. Nearly 18 points a game. Nails both from the line there. He's an 80% free throw shooter in season 2022, and he brings it back to 3. Cooks on the run, hands it off to Darnay Samuel. What a basket. What a setup. What a finish.
And Darnay enjoyed that, and I think the 4,000 people here enjoyed that. Unbelievably good find, Cooks. Darnay with the strong finish.
Big highlight for the Saints. Here's Kenny. Well, he was looking in for Jack Salt. Just lost a handle on it when he had a Mulvihill. Snapped it up.
Uncharacteristic turnover from Kenny. He does a very good job looking after the ball. Just in 2 minds and when to get the ball, as we see Tuffin kick to Cooks.
And this looks good off the hand. Xavier Cooks with the triple. Down straight to the bench in front of us, asking for the timeout. A couple of huge plays by the Saints, and this was massive on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Darnay Samuel throwing it down with force, and just like that, the Saints are out by 8.
I feel like Darnay was the finisher of some very good work from Cooks, who was he's been fantastic since he's been here in the Sal's NBL, setting that up and then knocking down the 3 in the very next possession.
He's got 13 in the game, Darnay Samuel. Fantastic start by the local here tonight. There's some of the kids enjoying the action. School holidays, of course. Great time to get out to the basketball in both the GJ Gardner Holmes Ta'ihi and the Sal's NBL.
And that was St. Cloud Rangi Mani Mita, his father there, enjoying the game.
And if you are enjoying your school holidays and you want to get along and see some basketball action, it looks like a ex-Black Cap sitting there in the crowd there.
Everyone's turned up to watch tonight.
Is that Grant Elliott? I don't know my New Zealand cricket that well.
It's because you...
there you go.
How's your Australian cricket knowledge?
Pretty good. Back underway.
Kenny with the quick push, and Rusbatch, as you mentioned, getting to the rim.
Oh, Jordan Artai couldn't keep it. There's been some fierce battles talking about Australian-New Zealand cricket over the years.
There has indeed. Has indeed. Some that we won't care to mention.
Well, there's been some good Kiwi performances of late. There's Rakawa to bring it back in. Hawks chasing tail a little bit early in this second quarter. They'll get another chance under their basket.
Very close to a 5-second count there.
Yeah, big doubleheader coming up tomorrow night in Ta'ihi. Oh, great work by the Hawks. Hiram Harris sneaking in. Good setup by Rakawa. Here's the replay off the baseline. There's the foul on Cooks.
A little bit of a high five.
Doubleheader tomorrow night in the Ta'ihi and NBL with Event Finder, of course.
Yes.
The Kahu in action from 5 p.m. The Tuatara from 7:30 p.m. So
taking on the southern teams.
Yeah, if you're enjoying your school holidays up there on the North Shore or anywhere around Auckland and you want to see some basketball action, get out tomorrow night for that. Hiram Harris just
didn't hit a lot.
Well, he's getting it from the crowd here. The second one is good. And he claws that margin back to 7.
Hawks in the zone here trying to combat some of this. Oh, no, not quite.
Here's Smith turning back on Rakawa. Sets up Dane Samuel in hard on Jack Salt. Great put back and finish by Kenneth Tuffin.
And Tuffin's been huge off the bench for the Saints, giving them a spark and giving him a little bit of chipping in and some scoring as well.
6 in the game for Kenneth Tuffin. Here's big Jack Salt. I thought he was going to throw that down in the end. He just put it over the top of the rim.
The gentle giant. But Dane Samuel instantly turned around and looked to see where the help defense was. And fortunately for the Hawks and unfortunately for the Saints, it just wasn't there.
Let's not forget, Tom Vodanovic copped 2 early fouls in the opening minutes of this game. Dane Samuel called for the offensive screen, arguing his case, but haven't seen too many decisions changed over the years, Miles.
No, there's not too many at all.
Here's Harris. Rusbach does so well turning that corner off the wing, gets it back now from Kenny. Again, he attacks the paint, floats in the air and finishes. Ethan Rusbach.
And he is just being run off the three-point line by the Wellington Saints, but able to do some damage, getting his feet in the paint. 9
in the game. Here's Kenneth Tuffin. Responds back the other way with the triple. And straight away, he's got the defensive job on Rusbach. Kenny on Smith. Was there a foul there? Yes, there was.
And right now, a couple of guys with some fouls. Vodanovic, 2. Cooks, 2. And a couple of other guys with 1. It's going to definitely impact the rotation that the Saints coaching staff, Troy McLean and his coaching staff will want to put out on the floor.
That foul was called on Mike Smith. Let's see if they look for Harris again inside. He was there. In fact, he got off the floor expecting to get the ball from Rakawa. They just ran that play. Here's Jared Kenny turning back the years.
If he turned back all the years, he probably would have dunked that. He was played above the rim early in his career and has just found his place as we see Cook.
Oh, how about that? How about that? Xavier Cooks, 6'9", 6'10", floating in midair, wearing the foul, off to the Razine. What a finish.
And I'm sure former Tall Black Nick Horvath, who is now a physics teacher, will be able to explain it much better than I. But the amount of movement on his shot there means the rim is now a moving target. So the ability to knock that down is very impressive.
Saints by 8. Cooks with the miss on the bonus. Here's Hiram Harris. Upshaw Jr. with him. Oh, Hiram, great move by Hiram Harris. Found a way through the paint, empty space, and finished it off delightfully. Smith back the other way, outside ball. Cooks had it, gave it up. It ends up in the corner. Nartai for 3. Can't finish. Vodanovic off the glass. Can't finish. Here come the Hawks.
That was great ball movement and unbelievably good shot in the corner from Nartai. Unfortunately, can't knock it down, given the Hawks an extra possession, winning points in the paint battle.
Tuan AG with the basket, and look at that. The Hawks all of a sudden on a mini run get it back to 6. Excitement at both ends of the floor. And we've got a timeout. Saints not happy with something. In fact, it's back to 4, 39-35, midway through this second quarter. Miles Pierce, what are your thoughts?
The Hawks are doing a great job pushing the tempo. And it seems that every single time that they are in any kind of trouble, they're working the paint. AG getting some great looks, Salt getting some great looks. And if they can keep this up, they're really going to put some pressure on the defense from the Saints.
Saints' 4th team foul of the quarter, so keep an eye on that as well over the last 4.5 minutes of this second period. Last 5 games for the Saints. Win against the Nuggets. We saw that game on Sunday. It was a ripper. Lost to the Airs, win over the Bulls, lost to the Bulls, lost to the Giants. That's their current form. Their next 5 games to close out the regular season. Hawks here tonight. Hawks on the road next Thursday. Then they play the Jets away. Back home against the Giants. And they finish off on the road against the Tuatara. That's a tough run.
It is a tough run, but with the talent they have, they can make the best of that situation and give themselves the best chance at the finals. But they do have to win every single game almost.
Back underway. Smith. Nartai. Switches play out to Cooks for 3. Good setup.
Great setup and a great knockdown by Cooks, the second triple of the game. And just the ability, Harris loses the handle.
3-on-2 here for the Saints. Great look away pass. Reggie Upshaw Jr. with the finish. Timeout, Mick Downer.
And that's a quick timeout by Mick Downer. He does not want these guys to get on a run. They have the potential to blow the roof off this place. 4,000 fans, as you said. Very loud, great atmosphere.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the steal. Numbers with the Saints. Set up Xavier Cooks. Reggie Upshaw Jr. running the lane for the finish. The Hawks, their last 5. A loss to the Nuggets, a loss to the Jets, a loss to the Giants, a win against the Airs, and a win against the Sharks. Their next 5 to close out the regular season. Here tonight against the Saints. They take on the Bulls at the Stockyard on Saturday night. They're at home next Thursday night to the Saints. Then they play at home to the Jets and at home to the Rams.
Another tough run. And both these teams are fighting for a final 6 spot. As we mentioned, there's a couple of teams in front and then 4 teams with 7 wins. And 9, 10, 11 wins, depending on how people finish. We just don't know right now.
Well, looking in the crystal ball, imagine if for the Hawks and the Rams it came down to that last regular season game.
And the NZNBL will deliver.
How good would that be? Back underway, 3:48 left to play here in the half. The Saints are out to a 9-point lead. Hiram Harris out of the timeout. Hard to the basket.
Put his head down, got to the basket, but you're right, just couldn't finish. As we see, a great football carry there by Cooks. Takes the contact and one.
Gets the mate. Yep. Hiram Harris with the foul. That's his second. Called for the block. Xavier Cooks yet again just floating in midair. Look at this, coast to coast. Saints number 10, Xavier Cooks. And he knew what was going on straight away. Misses from the Razine, but that lead dangerously now for the Hawks is at 11.
And the Hawks can take advantage, particularly through their inside play. They do a lot of great work inside, as we see Ethan Rusbatch, Harris finding Rusbatch on the cut, unable to knock it down, but another possession earned through that offensive rebound.
And we know Hiram Harris has hit a couple of triples tonight. Can't drop that one. The Hawks down by 11 as Reggie Upshaw Jr. is called for the offensive foul.
Who else but Kenny?
Well, he's a master, isn't he, Jared Kenny? He's been doing it for years, Miles. Doing it for years.
Stalwart of the game, represented the All Blacks for a number of years, and we are lucky to have guys like him still around and playing, just carrying on for the future of the game. Is he the oldest player in the NZNBL this year, or does that go to Aaron Bailey-Noel?
Aaron Bailey-Noel. Aaron Bailey-Noel's got a few years on everyone. In fact, I'm fairly sure I saw a birthday message to Aaron Bailey-Noel last week, maybe it was. So happy birthday to Auntie, and I don't want to get this wrong, but I think he's 41st.
Okay, there we go. And Jared's a spring chicken at 36,
I think.
37.
Speaking of spring chickens, 27-year-old Drone Rakawa to the basket with a very nice 2 out of that timeout.
And that is some of the speed I spoke about earlier. Rusbatch, Rakawa, Kenny, able to put the ball on the floor and really create some havoc with the pressure that they can put on in the half court and in the full court.
Rusbatch with his first foul of this contest. Have a listen to this for a lineup in round 12. Tuatara Sharks tomorrow night. We've spoken about that one. Casey Frank actually thinks the Sharks will get that game.
Good call. Big call, Casey.
Jets and Giants. That's the Saturday 5:30 game. Bulls and Hawks. We've already spoken about that one. That is a big game Saturday night. Of course, every game live on Sky Sport. Bulls and Hawks on Saturday night, also live on Prime. Rams and Airs on Sunday. Now that is a big game.
And the Rams just came away with a big win up from their trip up north. And for the Rams, for the Airs are trying to solidify a place in the top 6. The Rams are trying to hold on to a place as we see
quarterback pass. And finishes.
Tough finish over Upshaw Jr.
Brings that lead back to 7. Good basket there for the Hawks. Here's Mike Smith. Goes from long range and makes from long range. That's his first points of the night, Mike Smith.
He's done a great job the last couple of games letting the game come to him. And he hasn't necessarily scored a lot at the moment, as we see a foul called right here.
Harris with the basket. I reckon the foul is on Jack Salt. It is. So Jack Salt picks up the holding foul, and it's going to be bonus shots to the Saints. I know our screen is showing 3. That might be their 4th. So Jack Salt with the foul. Basket is good for Hiram Harris.
As you mentioned earlier, large human, larger human.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Here's Hiram Harris underneath. That hasn't been waved away. The foul was underneath. I didn't see it waved away.
Jack Salt just fighting for position. Gave Tuffin a little bit of a shove for the rebounding spot there.
Here's Darnay Samuel. Plenty of tricks in his book. Have been effective tonight. Tuffin fires from long range and makes. He's found a bit of form tonight, Kenneth Tuffin.
And for Tuffin, that's form at the right time. As we see AG posting up Tuffin. Upshaw Jr. picks the pocket. The Saints are off and running again.
And he puts some pressure on Rusbatch inside. It ends up with Mike Smith for 3. Harris with the rebound. That Hiram Harris basket did count, by the way, so you've seen the score go up to 41 belatedly. Here is Rusbatch. Harris now. Everyone clears out. Jordan Nartai in front of him. Goes over the top and makes Hiram Harris.
And that's Harris's 3rd 3. You can see Nartai daring him to shoot the ball. Not his known strength. Knocks it down anyway.
He has 14 in the game tonight. 11-point margin inside the last minute of this last patch of play in the first half. Hiram Harris with the steal. He's brought to the floor. Nartai with the foul. That'll put Harris to the Resine line. He gets up just hobbling a little bit on that right leg. Has been involved in everything, Hiram Harris. Let's see what he can do from here. Makes the first. Can he bring it back to single digits? 3-game losing streak at the moment for the Hawks. They're in the capital tonight for Thursday night basketball on Sky Sport. And he does bring it back to 9. Mike Smith, look how quick that was. End-to-end stuff. Mike Smith has brought this crowd to its feet.
I was concerned about how the Saints were going to deal with some of the speed. Look at that turn of speed. Smith getting to the basket. No one able to contain that.
Well, that was lightning quick stuff from Smith. In the blink of an eye, I honestly think he caught the Hawks off guard there.
I think you're right. Unbelievable speed to get there, get to the basket and score. It goes to the Resine foul line for the extra shot.
Came down heavy as well on his right hip. Restores that double-digit margin. 5 in the game, 6 in the game, 5 assists, 1 steal. As Mani Dougal-Meter comes in for the dying seconds of this first half. Everard Bartlett on the floor as well with the ball now for the Hawks. Can they respond? Margin is at 12. Saints have made their run in this second quarter. Here's Rakawa with the deep 2. AG keeps it alive. Steps out of court though, and the Saints get it back. Frantic scenes on the sidelines in front of us by the Hawks as Jack Exeter was looking to sub in. Saints will get the last shot here. Smith, Samuel, up fake, ball on the floor, big block to one AG. Rakawa up with the last shot, can't make it from mid-court. AG with the big block. Saints have it by 12, and they have made their run. So much on the line tonight for the team in blue, and so much on the line for the team in black. We've had everything in that opening half. Darnay Samuel with 13 points. Xavier Cooks and Kenneth Tuffin with 12 each. Great to see Jack Salt back on the floor in season 2022. Here he is with Miles Pearce.
Jack, welcome back to the league. It's great to see you playing. Tough first half. Saints are really shooting the ball well from outside. How are you guys going to deal with that?
You know, they are. We need to get a hand up. We're giving them too many open ones right now. We're giving them too much respect. They all can shoot, so we really need to get out to them.
You're doing a great job inside with AG. How are you guys going to take advantage of some size matchups?
Yeah, we need to keep sealing down there and just not trying to force it, because I think we'll get it if we just slow it down a bit.
Cheers, mate. Good luck for the second half. Tom, great first half from you guys. A little bit of foul trouble for yourself, but you guys shot the ball well. How do you continue that through to the second?
Yeah, I mean, we had some great minutes from guys coming off the bench. KT, Francis, Mani, even in that last possession. So, yeah, I mean, we just got to keep finding the open man. I think we're getting in the paint, kicking out well, moving the ball. So, yeah, we'll keep doing that. We should be all right.
The depth you mentioned is absolutely fantastic. You guys have got guys contributing. You got to take advantage of that. Hawks are a little shallow. How do you take advantage of that?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get up the floor. You know, we're trying to jam on every shot. We can do that. They're trying to bring the ball up quick. We can tire them out, slow them down a little bit. I think we'll get us in the right place.
Cheers, mate. Good luck for the second half. Thanks, Justin.
Tom Vodanovic with a couple of early fouls tonight. Expect to see a lot more of him in the second half. The Saints, well, at the moment, they're keeping their season alive. They're out by 12 on the Hawks. We'll pick it all apart and have a look at the stats after the break. Stick with us.
Nothing scheduled again.
some noise for the How About dancers with the special guest, the Killer Gorilla. And please welcome to the court for the halftime competition. We've got some dancers and they look so stoked about it. We've got Jacob here, Theo, Luca, and Jacko. I'm just here for moral support. It's all up to you.
Hey, Rich. So, who we brought up on screen before, who did you say that was?
I think they've got what it takes for our dance-off. Thanks to game day sponsor Hal Pizza with Judge Miguel Gorilla.
Grant Allett, yeah, that's what I thought. I also heard before, I got a message here to say that Clayton Lewis was up on the screen before. Wellington Phoenix midfielder. So anyway, that's okay. Oh, that's Clayton Lewis. Okay, let's bring him up in the halftime and we'll mention him as well.
She's done this before. Jacob here. Damn. Oh, wow. Oh, Jacko. He's on half court. And Theo, what do you got, Theo? Oh yeah. Give it up for Theo. Yeah. They've got way more things to me. What do you reckon they got? Who's it down to? Jacko and Luca. Give it up for Theo and Jacob here, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to 2. Who's it going to be, Luca or Jacko?
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. Great to have you with us. Thursday night hoops, every game live on Sky Sport in season 2022. Sal's NBL. How about this game tonight? Saints lead it by 12 and the Stars are out enjoying it. There's Clayton Lewis, of course, midfielder for the Wellington Phoenix. He's enjoying himself tonight, along with 4,000 other screaming fans here in the capital. Justin Nelson and Miles Pearce with you. A bit of a dance contest going on McFadden Court at the moment. The crowd loving that. Let's have a look at the stats to halftime. It's been a really interesting game so far. The Saints getting out in that second quarter with a 32-26 run. I think we're going to bring up some stats.
Well, we'll get there eventually. One of the things that's really stood out for me, both teams shooting the 3 ball extremely well. Saints at 50%, Hawks at 40%. The big issue for the Hawks, though, the Saints have 10 of 20, while the Hawks are only 4 of 10. Finally get some points up here. Here we go.
I think the fans wanted to see more of the dancers on the court. Dane Samuel, let's talk about his game for a minute as we go through the stats.
He's been absolutely phenomenal, and Jack Salt was guarding him early in the game and giving him probably a little too much room, as he said at halftime. And first quarter, able to knock down 3 threes, just got him going.
Mike Smith wasn't able to find his shot early, ended up with the half at 6 points, but 5 assists. He was really bringing his teammates into the game.
And this has been absolutely fantastic from him for the last couple of games. And I think as a facilitator, he can help this group as well as a scorer.
And Hiram Harris, 16 points in the game to the half for the Hawks, 6 rebounds as well. He's been involved in everything.
He's always involved in everything. Unfortunately for the Hawks, 3 fouls for Harris right now, and it's just going to be a matter of how to manage his minutes, because the Hawks may not have as much depth as the Saints do, and the points off the bench for the Saints has been very important as well.
We've just had the scoreboard fixed up, by the way. There was a bit of a discrepancy between the scoreboard and the stats. We can tell you that the Saints lead it by 9 at the half, 55-46. Big second half coming up. Season-defining stuff. Maybe final 6 berths are on the line tonight. Saints and the Hawks. Second half after the break.
What about you guys? Would you like to basketball together? Out today. All right. What about you guys out here? Would you like to basketball together? I reckon they can all be that up. One more time. What about you guys? Do you want to basketball? Not bad, not bad, not bad. What about you guys? Can you do that? Let's go get the next get louder. What about you guys? One more time around. One more time around. One more time around. You guys. Oh, yes, I like it. I like it. Right, what we're doing. Stupid what? This time, would you like a basketball from the Zilla? Come on, you can be louder than that. Two more minutes to go in the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you haven't come to already, get your merch at the merchandise stand in the foyer at TSB. Get your nibbles, get your drinks, get yourself ready for the second half of this one. Everybody, he hates me doing this, but can you please make some noise for our DJ Kuda? Ladies and gentlemen, our DJ Kuda, can you make some noise for him, please?
Halftime here in the capital tonight. Look at those banners. There's 12 of them. 12-time champs. The Wellington Saints clinging to hope that they'll make the final 6 in season 2022. And if they can get the win tonight, it'll certainly help. At the moment, so far, so good. They're out by 9 with a half to go. Justin Nelson and Miles Pearce with you. And all I'll say, even though they've lost their last 3, don't discount the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Not at all, not at all. But for both these teams, their destiny is in their own hands, and it's going to be great to see what happens here in this second half.
And the big difference in that opening half was definitely the 3-point shooting.
10 of 20 for the Wellington Saints, absolutely enormous. And for me, the other contributing factor, the assist-to-turnover ratio. Wellington, 12 assists, only 4 turnovers. Hawke's Bay, 10 assists, 8 turnovers.
So just about set for a start. Second half tonight. And these two teams do it all again next Thursday night. Same time, same day, different venue.
And I think it's probably going to advantage the Hawks being at home, but disadvantage the Hawks because they've got a game in between as well.
They have against the Bulls Saturday night. Ngatai early look and an early make. Second half is underway, and just like that, the Saints land their 11th triple of the game. Oh, Hiram Harris, if you don't mind, just get out of his way.
Everyone did. Helped himself to an easy 2.
He goes up to 18 in the game. Xavier Cooks here on AG, and he's so crafty, is Cooks.
The whole Saints squad has a level of versatility that is just so impressive. Natai, Samuel, Cooks, Upshaw Jr. can all handle the ball, and they've got great size to do it. As you see, Cooks missed the running hook.
Only just short on it too. Here's Vodanovic, yet to score in the game. Early foul trouble. Still without any points. Smith now for 3. There you go, just like that.
3. Their 12th triple of the game.
And the pressure right now is on the Hawks. Salt fouled by Natai. That basket will be waved away. Heads up play there by the Hawks, but they've got a lot of work to do from here.
They do indeed, and that is generally the spot that they find Jordan Hunt on that rim run, early kick ahead. Now, they don't have him here. Jack Salt stepped in, still finding those same advantages. They're going to need to do a little more of that if they want to cut this lead down.
7-6 on the season, the Hawks. The Saints 5-8. Rakawa with the pass. AG to Salt. He's fouled.
A great find from Rakawa, and probably an even better extra pass made from AG.
Baseline ball for the Hawks. Can they get on a run here? Can they put the pressure back on the Saints? There's Troy McLean.
Well, Cooks has picked up his 3rd foul, so if he comes out of the game, that's definitely going to help the Hawks get on a run.
Rusbach, nice. Found a little bit of space, just got that running floater off the right hand. Back to 13. Samuel and Cooks trying to work together. Vodanovic now, ball on the floor against Salt. Twisting back to his left, comes up short.
It's a great job defensively, Jack Salt. Guarding a smaller guy, put the ball on the floor, able to stay in front of him and force a contested tough shot.
Harris to AG. Has Natai to beat. Pass into Salt. Loses it though on the dribble. And so too did Cooks, but it found the foot of Daron Rakawa. So the Saints fortuitously will get it back.
Daron trying for a chip and chase there and didn't quite come off.
Early stages of this 3rd quarter. Bit of a lull across the 4,000 strong crowd here tonight, cheering on the Saints. They'll get up and going if that goes down. Mike Smith, another triple. Hasn't he come alive since midway through the 2nd?
And the ability to knock down open shots is just absolutely incredible right now for the Wellington Saints. That percentage is just going up and up.
12 points in the game for Smith, 13 triples for the Saints. They get it back again. Good hands by Smith and Vodanovic. Lead at 16. Natai, Smith, can he go again? Yes, he can.
What an unbelievable shooting performance from the Wellington Saints here in this 3rd quarter.
It is raining threes here tonight in Wellington. Mike Smith, just like that, has 4 triples. He's out to 15 in the game. Rakawa takes a seat with his 3rd personal foul.
Possibly a little bit of concern for Coach Troy McLean with Vodanovic picking up his 3rd. That's Cooks and Vodanovic with 3 as we see that triple missed.
I'll tell you what's dangerous here, because these 2 teams may be in a head-to-head situation. Here's Smith again. Oh, my. Incredible show by Mike Smith here.
He is just putting on a shooting clinic right now.
He actually struggled with his shot early in the game. I think he was none of 5. Harris, AG tried to help it on its way. He's now 6 of 11. 6 of 12, sorry. Here he goes again.
Heat check.
And deserves every chance.
Great find by Harris.
Here's Salt underneath. Called for the travel. So things not going the way of the Hawks here. They're down by 22. I'll just get back to that head-to-head. We've mentioned it plenty of times that these two teams play again next Thursday night. If they end up on the same number of wins for the season, a position in the final 6 could come down to head-to-head. Hawks are out of form at the moment, staring down the barrel of their 4th straight loss. It's a 22-point margin.
And the way the Saints are shooting the ball right now, the Hawks really need to cue in and take that away as we see Upshaw Jr. knock down another triple.
There's another one. Well, Hawks coach Mick Downer, he can't wait for the media timeout. He's got to stop this because the run is 20-4 in this 3rd quarter. In the last 4 minutes and 7 seconds, 20-4.
And the Saints now have 5 guys in double figures. Guys off the bench have you been contributing. This is just an unbelievable performance here in the 3rd.
Do you know what's going on around New Zealand right now, Miles? As we speak, on a Thursday night in the Cells NBL, I can tell you what's going on right around New Zealand right now in the basketball world. There are 8 other teams in the Cells NBL watching this game, watching what the Saints are doing, knowing that they have to keep winning to make the final 6. And those 8 other teams right now are going, oh my.
They would be nervous. If the Saints can eke out the number of wins that they need and finish in 6.
Well, they keep winning.
They keep winning.
Yep.
They play, if they finish in 6, they play 3rd.
Imagine that.
I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be in that 3 through 6 spot if the Saints are in this kind of form.
Well, there's some other teams sitting around the country right now going, oh, here we go. Wellington Saints. Slow start to the season. It's been on the line, literally the whole way through. It's been on a knife's edge. With what they've done tonight in 2.5 quarters, they are sending a message right now.
And the message is huge. Up 25, halfway through the 3rd. AG fights his way to chip away at this 25-point lead, cuts it to 23.
He's got 8 in the game now.
But right now, if the Saints can continue this hot shooting, that'd be hard pressed. Hard pressed to be beaten, as we see Darnay Samuel try and take advantage of some size down low.
And does. Off the glass, Darnay Samuel has 15 tonight. AG knocked away by Upshaw Jr. Heads up defense. Here comes Mike Smith again, hard to the basket on Kenny. Well done, Jared Kenny, with the defense. He goes back the other way. He says, get out of my way.
And the referees are going to chat about this one here. I think a couple of referees had a couple of different angles, trying to find out offensive call.
Well, we
might
get the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay here. There's no doubt that Jared Kenny went in hard. There it is. You can see the contact on Kenneth Tuffin. It was an outstretched arm as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they call this. Foul is going to be on Jared Kenny. Offensive foul. And it's one of those situations, Miles, that as soon as the referee sees that outstretched arm make contact, visually,
it makes it a little easier to call.
Yep.
But Kenny's trying to just get anything he can going for his team. And if that needs to be a little bit fiery and trying to fight someone to get that done, I think he'll do it.
Oh, that's the way he plays, Jared Kenny. Star of New Zealand basketball for 2 decades. As they advance the pressure here, the Hawks. Here's Smith outside. Ngatai waited a long time for that. Came up short on the shot. As the Hawks try and work their way back into this one. Ngatai with the reach. It's a long way back though. 22-6 third quarter. And boy, have they piled on the points quickly.
And very, very quickly, the danger of the three-point line. But it can play in the Hawks' favour. Kenny can shoot the three. Exeter can shoot the three. If everyone on the Hawks team, Rokawa, Rusbach, if they can get going, then they can answer back and cut into this lead. What they really need to do is trim it in half before the end of the quarter.
Well, what they can't do is turn the ball over, and that's turnover number 14. Reggie Upshaw Jr. draws the foul. And off those 14 turnovers, the Saints have capitalised with 22 points.
And they're too good a unit right now to turn the ball over, because they will hurt you. As we see Tom Vodanovich check back in with 3 fouls as Nartai picked up his third.
Who would have thought we'd be sitting here right now? Here's the replay on the foul, the Bailey foul on Reggie Upshaw Jr. Who thought we'd be sitting here right now? Tom Vodanovich averages 18.5 points a game. The Saints lead this one by 26. Vodanovich hasn't scored.
And this is the depth and the danger of the Saints roster that they've been able to put together.
They move out to 27. Rusbach, nowhere to go but backwards. Did he bounce it again? Was it a dribble? Yes, it was, says Sasha Nicholson. And another turnover, that's number 15. And Mick Downer, seemingly without choice, has to call another timeout. That's his second of the quarter. And there's the error.
And the Hawks are scrambling right now. They are in preservation mode. As you said, 3 losses on the trot. Justin, they need this win. They need to be in this game. Huge week for them. Away game here, away game to Franklin, home game, return game for the Saints. That is a huge week.
We'll take the Jets out of it, because I think with that loss to the Giants last night, most would concede it's pretty hard for the Jets to make the top 6 from here. I'm not completely writing them off, but it's pretty hard.
And they did it tough without 2 of their imports.
Absolutely, and they actually left one of their players on the bench, forgot to put him on the score sheet. That's not something that they're going to want to talk too loudly about. The Hawks run home. The Bulls could be a head-to-head situation. The Saints, as we see right now, I mean, it is going to be a head-to-head situation. They play the Jets, and then in the last round they play the Rams. That could be a head-to-head situation as well. If
the Jets are in the mix, they've already lost to the Jets.
Yes.
That could be a head-to-head situation.
Yeah, you're right. What a closing to the regular season in the Cells NBL.
And we're talking about these 2 teams here in front of us, but this is the same situation for a number of teams in the league, as we see Upshaw Jr. with a little bit of extended pressure from AG move the ball to the other side of the floor. This is the situation for a number of teams. They need to be able to find ways to win.
Here he goes, Mike Smith, in and out. There's a foul on the rebound underneath, and that'll be against Quentin Bailey by the looks of it.
Smith shook Exeter out of his shoes on that move, couldn't connect, but the foul on Bailey means the Saints keep the ball.
Just a little two-handed push underneath. Saints with another chance to extend this lead. What an amazing third quarter it's been. Tuffin, corner. When he had a Mulvihill baseline drive on Kenny, and nearly a finish. Yes, it is. Good basket by the young man.
And the second effort there, keeping the ball alive and being able to finish, is huge. Not more points off the bench.
Tuffin with the pressure on Kenny. AG now gets up looking for the foul. No contact there. Here come the Saints again. Winnie out on Mulvihill, pulling up for 3. Comes up short. 2.5 to play in this third quarter.
Mulvihill asking for the contact there, as we see another touchdown pass. Exeter fires the 3 from the wing, unable to connect. Rusbach, great offensive rebound, lands heavily. Little Ginger, slow to get up.
Looked like he just had his arm held there, Ethan Rusbach. That was a heavy fall. Good news is he's okay. Here it is again. In fact, it wasn't a hold by the arm. It was on that box out by Winnietta Mulverhill. Just turned that right hip into the path of Ethan Rusbach. Well picked up by the officials. AG takes a break. Been a tough old night.
It has indeed, but if the Hawks have any chance of cutting this lead down, they're potentially going to have to do it from the Rosine foul line. Get to the line, stop the clock, chip away at this lead.
Well, Ethan Rusbach does that with a couple there. Reggie Upshaw Jr., that's well short. The Saints get it back though. Things just not going the way of the Hawks tonight.
Kenny mishandles the rebound and the ball comes up the Saints' way.
They've been held to just 8 points this quarter. Here's Mike Smith. Speaking of points in the third quarter, how good has this guy been? There he goes again. He has owned the third period tonight, Mike Smith. He's up to 20 in the game. What did he have at the half?
6.
14-point third quarter for Mike Smith.
Now, the Saints on the season have been averaging 90, just a tick over 90 points a game.
Vodanovic called for the foul there, right in front of us. I thought you were about to wear a couple of players there for a minute, Miles. Sorry, getting back to the Saints and their defense.
The Saints have been able to score. This season hasn't been a problem. They're averaging a shade over 90 points a game. Big issue for them. They've been giving up 93. So tonight, the defensive effort is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's a point very well made. If there's been, well, there's been a couple of knocks on the Saints during what has been an uncustomary season for them by their lofty standards, but the biggest knock has been their defense. And you're right, they have done extraordinarily well. A couple more points from the Rosine for the Hawks. Just doing exactly what you talked about, Miles Pearce, as they chip away. Cooks from the corner, receives and makes. Great setup by Reggie Upshaw Jr. Back the other way, quickly. Foul on Upshaw Jr. Quentin Bailey with the make. Going up strong.
And that is some of the speed that if I was the Saints, I would be a little concerned coming into this game about how quickly the Hawks can push the ball up the floor.
Good heads-up play by Upshaw Jr. there, and there's Xavier Cooks with the triple. He moves out to 17 in the game now.
And strangely, 17 is a great number because that's how many threes they've hit this game.
Incredible. A miss there from the Rosine by Bailey. Smith now. Cooks. Always dangerous from this position is Xavier Cooks. Rusbach on the reverse. What a basket, Ethan Rusbach. There's a highlight for Hawks fans tonight.
Acrobatic finish.
Margin at 28.
Coach Troy McLean was known as a shooter, so I'm sure he is loving his team's performance here tonight as we see a great interior pass from Cooks to Upshaw Jr.
Well, that was the payback, wasn't it? Upshaw Jr. set up Cooks moments ago, and Xavier Cooks has just returned the favour. Exeter to Rusbach for 3. Back of the iron, rebound, Cooks. And he'll settle things down for the Saints again. This will be the last shot of the quarter. 30-point margin. Quite extraordinary. It's been a 37-point quarter by the Saints.
And they've always had this scoring potential, but now it's just here on display. Potential has become a reality.
Foul on Bailey. Cooks to the line. And without scurrying back through all of the stats for this season, I think I'm pretty safe in saying that this is Wellington's biggest scoring quarter of the season. Sits at 37 right now.
Is this the biggest scoring quarter of the season for anyone?
Oh, it's a good question. Miles Pearce.
We'll have to get Statman onto that one for us.
I'm sure there'll be someone out there that can tell us that. Well, it's not going to be any higher than that, because I think that's it, as Xavier Cooks misses both from the Racine. Daron Rakawa quickly up the floor. Where's the foul? He'll get a trip to the line to finish off the quarter. And I do take that back. It's a 35-point quarter.
There we go.
Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. So 3/4 time, Hawks are going to get a couple of late shots here on the foul. Mick Downer has had a rough old night tonight. He's just involved in a chat with the officials again in front of us.
I think the officials were also looking at the time issue on the clock. Was the foul called prior to the horn going?
And I think there'll be something added to the clock here. It won't be much. Daron Rakawa tonight goes at 15 points a game in season 2022, just the 5, and he's only put up 4 shots. So we're going to have 0.4 put on the clock here with Rakawa at the line. Gee, look at those rings there. They could do with a little bit of a repaint.
All the damage that they've had from the shooting in some of these slam dunks.
A lot of three-point shooting tonight. If you've just joined us, the Saints have been quite extraordinary from long range tonight. 17 of 32 at 53%.
And it is an unbelievable performance. These guys here have...
Actually, I take that back. Make that 18 of 33.
And the performance from Tuffin off the bench, it's just been phenomenal. Oh no, 17 of 32. Right, I was looking at the 2 point there, but 2 of 2 from Tuffin, 2 of 4 from Reggie Upshaw Jr.
Well, importantly,
5 of 11 from Smith. It doesn't stop.
Importantly on that, because you were looking at the wrong stat column, but importantly on that, they've made 1 less 3-pointer than 2-pointers. Quite incredible. We just got to wait here while the clock resets itself. They want to get it to 0.4, so we do apologise for the break in play. Saints have got a break here through to next Thursday. Hawks have got to somehow regroup. You would think unless something quite extraordinary happens in this last quarter, they are looking at their 4th straight loss.
Well, they need something extraordinary to happen because of the head-to-head that you spoke of. They need to be able to, an opportunity to win at home against the Saints in a week's time and try and win that head-to-head
battle. Yeah, you're right. And the Bulls on Saturday night, who the Hawks next face, first time we're going to see them this season with Corey Webster, Giddy Potts and Jaden Bazant on the floor together.
And that's a lot of firepower as we see a touchdown pass.
And he got the shot off in time.
He did.
Great play there from the Saints. The Hawks nail a couple from the coloured stripe late. And at 3/4 time, the Saints have put the foot down. They lead by 28, a 35-point quarter, and they have set themselves up for victory tonight. Will they hold it? Well, the Hawks have got a lot of work to do. Last quarter, not too far away.
The conductor of all crowds, Dan, welcome to McFadden Court, mate. You confident? Oh, he's silent. The silent type, is it? Yeah. Okay. Put together, clap it down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get loud for Dan. Taking home $1,750 thanks to run over the Bronx Toyota. Here we go. That's the line, brother. Here we go. Better than some of them. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dan. He's taking over my ball. Thanks to GJ Gardner. We might be able to give away another ball. But you're going to get nice and loud for this one. Nice and loud for this one. You guys be louder than that. Louder than that. What do you reckon? Not too bad. Not too bad. You've got the dance with you. What about me?
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. Last quarter about to get underway in the Sal's NBL tonight. Thursday night action. The Saints have made their run. They're out by 28. What a third quarter it was. Miles Pearce.
Unbelievable third quarter, and the ability to knock down threes. 10 at halftime, 17 at three-quarter time, 7 threes alone in that third quarter, with a number of different guys chipping in as we see Rokawa get to his favourite mid-range pull-up.
Just what the Saints needed, and quite extraordinary. You found a stat at three-quarter time that I think is going to leave a lot of people speechless. Have a listen to this.
I was a little shocked having a look at some of the numbers. 3 of 10 from the Racine foul line.
That's the Saints.
The Saints.
So they're 17 of 32 from arc, and they're 3 of 10 from the
Apparently, it's just too close.
With no defense.
With no defense. But the Hawks have really got to tidy up a couple of areas. 16 turnovers, but they are winning the battle on the boards.
Yep.
Unfortunately, 4 made threes for the Hawks, 17 as we see Cooks go to work here in that replay.
Got to tell you, most teams would be quite comfortable going 3 of 10 from the line if they were going 17 of 32 from the 3.
And normally the foul line would be an issue, but if you're shooting the ball that well, you don't even need to worry about it.
Long way back from here for the Hawks tonight. There's Dane Samuel. Good work by Everard Bartlett and Rokawa. And here he goes. He's already scored once to start this last quarter.
It is a long way back, but the Rokawa mid-range jumper to start and a great stop there and a trip to the Racine foul line is just the slow start. Now, it's a big hill to climb, a very big hill to climb, but they're not going to do it with some consecutive stops.
No, and they've done that, and they need some consecutive points, and Rokawa has the opportunity to do that now. Has already scored the opening basket of this last quarter, makes the first.
You just mentioned before, he's a little below his average, so he could be due for a big fourth quarter.
83% from the Racine line this season. Second one is good, so he's come out with a steely resolve to start this last quarter, Daron Rokawa, and we wouldn't expect anything less from him. Cooks draws the foul. Basket waved away. Derek Albertson with the foul.
I almost don't mind if the Hawks pick up a couple of fouls here early on, because the intent to stop the Saints and stop the run has got to come down to now as we see Dane Samuel hit a hook shot on the baseline.
Takes him up to 17. There's Rokawa again going to the basket.
And with Mulvihill guarding him, I think Daron Rokawa will look to take advantage of that matchup. A little bit of inexperience, first a little bit more experience.
Dane Samuel throws it into the second row.
I don't know if there was anyone in the league that was catching that pass.
Romaro Gill?
Possibly.
Might be the only one. There's AG. Nifty play, just tried to flick it behind his back and give it to Jack Salt.
And the bigs working well together for the Hawks. They've been doing that all season. Yes, they are missing Jordan Hunt, who's been a big part of that, but a very capable replacement with Jack Salt for those last couple of games as Samuel spin cycle finishes with 2.
Well, he averages 17.5 a game. He's up to 19 now. And he really got the Saints going early tonight, didn't he, Darnay Samuel? Great first quarter. There's Jack Salt. Just pegging back a couple of points for the Hawks, but it is like Mount Everest in front of them at the moment. They're in a 2-3 zone here, trying to stem the flow. The Saints already at 94. Cooks now inside on Salt, goes up and goes in.
I love the patience and poise that the Saints have showed these last couple of possessions. Early on in the season, they were probably going to shoot that. It was the AG with a strong finish at the rim. But the Saints' poise and patience offensively was very, very good.
Samuel. And in the end, AG knocks it over the line.
The Hawks, for that head-to-head you mentioned, they can't be content to trade baskets with the Saints here.
Well, they've got to get it back as low as they can. Here's Nato. Oh, Tuffin underneath. No one flying with him. And the Saints will get another look. Here's Smith. Draws the foul. He has had an almighty second half, Mike Smith. He's hurt his hand here. Here's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Might have been Everard Bartlett reaching in over the back. And Mike Smith in a bit of pain right now. Looks like a thumb injury on his right hand. You can just see him flexing it. That is his shooting hand as well. Well, it hasn't stopped him from converting another one.
Helping the free throw percentage right now for the Saints.
Well, he's helped his team in many places tonight. 21 points, 8 assists. And the second one is good for Mike Smith. He might get a break here. Vidanovic into the game. Mike Smith will go and get some treatment. I'll tell you what the scary point is here for the Hawks. They're going to go down tonight. But with the race to the final 6 absolutely red hot, they've lost 4 in a row at the wrong end of the season.
And that can quickly turn around.
Well, it's going to need to.
But they need to get a win, and that's unfortunately going to come against a very good opposition in the Bulls or the Saints. And then if they lose too many more after that, they've got the Jets and the Rams to finish. Both clubs, both the Jets and the Rams have been playing some good basketball. The Jets were without imports, as we mentioned earlier, but you see Samuel pick up another offensive rebound, but that's a tough run home. They've got to find a way to win.
Well, they've got to find a way to get some form, and, you know, they've got 6 minutes here, Miles. Despite the lopsided score, they've got 6 minutes here to find some form. And that's really what they're playing for right now. They've got to find some positives, the Hawks. Here come the Saints again. Everard Bartlett with the steal. AG now. Vidanovic in front of him. Goes off the glass and makes. So we just talked about some positives and finding some form. And what they have done is forced Troy McLean to call a timeout and have a chat to the Saints. That lead is back to 26.
Which is, if you're the Hawks, that's what you want. You want to be able to put pressure on the other team to make them call a timeout. Nick Downer burned 2 timeouts in the third quarter, trying to stop that unbelievable run. Just giving him a chance to chat to his guys as well. And right now, Everard Bartlett coming out with the steal, father time, turning it back, all those sorts of things. But it's something that they're going to need to do to save some face here, chip away, get this thing as close as possible.
You can see a couple of Tokomanawa Queens fans in the stands here tonight. Of course, it was a big doubleheader here at TSB Bank Arena earlier tonight. someone's having fun. It was the mainland Puakai defeating the Tokomanawa Queens in a 3-point thriller.
And it came down to some clutch free throws by Tessa Boagni, and we've seen some great basketball here on the McFadden court tonight. It's been unbelievably good.
And for those that have caught up with the new innovation in Ta'ihi, the Sky City player timeout, we saw a couple of thrilling strategic uses of the Sky City player timeout tonight. It was a lot of fun to watch and talk everyone through.
I love that rule. I love what they're doing and putting some power in the players' hands. And I'm looking forward to seeing it possibly come to the men's game as well.
That'll count.
And that'll count for Tommy as his first 2 points.
It is. First points of the game for Tom Vidanovic tonight. Here's the replay. You'll see AG come in. Ball on the way down.
Athletically went up to get that.
And that's the triple figures for the Saints. Here's Rusbach for 3.
Hasn't taken a lot of threes so far in this game. Definitely a strength of his, but probably needed to get a few more looks at it.
And if you've got a Halpizza logo on your ticket, take it to all.
Here's Natai.
Halpizza across Wellington.
Has Quinton Bailey in front of him. Reggie Upshaw Jr. rattles around another triple, and the Saints just continue to land the big blows from beyond the arc tonight.
I suppose the question here is not how well are they shooting the ball, is can they hit 20 plus?
Well, they hit 29 against the Bulls last season. That was not only a Sells NBL record, but the Stats Masters said it tied an NBA record. Here's Reggie Upshaw Jr.
They've got an extra 8 minutes.
They might get another one here. Vidanovic, that one with a little bit too much pepper on it. AG with the pass made it hard for Bailey. 103-75.
And the right idea from AG, trying to push the tempo, get some quick ones, but in the situation they're in, they really need to value possession of the ball. The right idea didn't quite come off. It's not going to get it done right now.
So what's the biggest story out of tonight, Miles? Is it the Saints and the streak, the hot form they're starting to find? Xavier Cook's nearly on the putback. Is the story about the Saints keeping their season alive? Or is the story about the Hawks on a 4-game losing streak and all of a sudden their own Final Six aspirations in some danger?
Well, I think it's both. For a club that started so well and a club that started so poorly, the fortune of both has really changed in the last couple of rounds, as we see Rusbach with a step back, tough step back. And he's been doing it all night long. 22 points for the game.
Teams trading blows here. It'll be interesting to see whether the Saints unload their bench or whether they continue to push for the biggest possible margin. We've spoken about the head-to-head ad nauseum tonight. So you do know what's on the line if the guns stay on the floor. Vidanovic with the miss. Here's Reggie Upshaw Jr. That's come off Jared Kenny in the end. That should be a Saints ball, and it is.
One of the things that I'm very impressed with the Saints tonight is their bench scoring. They were relying so heavily on some starters for them tonight to have the contribution they have. Just Natai's got 5 points.
34 points off the bench tonight.
Unbelievable effort. And guys like Natai and Vidanovic aren't scoring the ball like they have normally done.
Upshaw Jr.'s got 17 of those. Tuffin's got 12.
These are the contributions that they're going to need as they push forward in this season.
Just a tick over 3 minutes to play in this Thursday night clash. Promised so much coming in, but it's been the Saints delivering in spades. And they get it back. Tuffin, Vidanovic in around 1, around 2, and drops another 2 points for the home team. Margin back out to 30. Bartlett, the warhorse, nails a big triple.
He's been doing that for a long time. Surely that's on the scouting report that you can't let him shoot that even with the margin as is, I'm sure that Coach Troy McLean wants to stick to every scout possible.
Oh, turnover. That's a poor pass. Rusbatch will finish that for the Hawks. Dane Samuel instantly knew that he had given up points. Here's Smith back in the action.
And you talked about the Hawks trying to find some form. I'm sure the Saints don't want to finish this game poorly, take the victory, but finish the game poorly, heading into a week off and the rematch between these guys in Hawke's Bay.
Here's Bartlett again. Mike Smith tonight, 22 points, 8 assists, and Jared Kenny all over him. Well, there's going to be plenty of celebrations in the capital city tonight as the Saints now decide to make those late changes. Dougal Meter, Winnie Etta Mulverhill, Tom Gold all onto the floor. Been a big night tonight and a couple of big wins at home. They defeated the Nuggets by 12 on Sunday and they have done a number on the Hawks tonight.
And they're missing Jordan Hunt, who is a big piece of theirs, but this, as you said, is a statement to the league that we're here and we're ready to go. We're ready to fight for that position and potentially banner number 13.
Who would have thought, given the start and the ups and downs the Saints have had so far this season, but 2022 is alive and well. No call on that. In fact, Kenneth Tuffin will be warned for a flop. Dane Samuel commits the foul in the end on Derek Albertson.
And coming out of the game for the Saints, number 24.
And based on the form we've seen tonight from the Saints, I'll ask you quickly, can they beat the Hawks next week?
If they shoot the ball like this, they can beat everyone.
Can they beat the Jets?
Yes.
Can they beat the Giants?
Yes.
In Nelson?
Tougher, but...
Sorry, I'll take that back. It's here.
Oh, with the crowd behind them like this and them shooting the ball, if they shoot the ball this well, they can beat everyone and anyone.
Tuatara, last round of the season in Auckland.
That's it. I mean, they've got some tough games. Don't get me wrong, but the way they played tonight, the way they played against Otago on Sunday last week, it's phenomenal as we see Mita fire away and add to that three-point well.
Been quite extraordinary tonight, the shooting by the Saints. They have sent a very clear warning to every team in the competition. They're not done with yet in season 2022. Their back-to-back title aspirations are alive and well, and they will roll on for another week. That three-point shooting, 19th triple of the game for the Saints.
Like you said, the history of this club and the way they started, I don't think with the talent level that they had and the guys that they brought in, and yes, they brought in Cooks late and Upshaw Jr. late, but they have just added pieces to what we're seeing right now. 26
assists for the Saints tonight. Hawks, 21 turnovers. Saints have punished them with 30 points off those turnovers.
And it's definitely something that the Hawks are going to need to look after, considering that they're going to face the Bulls in a very short turnaround, who have got some pretty active guards on the defensive end of the floor.
Jack Exeter with the foul there. That'll put Kenneth Tuffin to the Racine stripe as he looks for a couple more points tonight. He's had 12 in the game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers, 2 steals.
And this is the effort that they're going to need from him coming off the bench. His role has changed from last season to this season. He's embraced the role that he's got, and the value that he adds is just absolutely enormous. And tonight you can see, as you mentioned, the numbers he's put up is great.
Just had a look at those 4 players sitting on the Saints bench. I mean, I know Tom Verdanovic has been battling foul trouble tonight, but still played his role. Some big baskets in this last quarter. Cooks, Smith, very, very good. Everard Bartlett with another late triple. Darnell Samuel really got them going early in this one.
You're right, he did 3 threes in the first quarter. That really got them started, and 19 for the game now.
28-point margin. Shot clock just inside the game clock. A big win tonight for the Saints. Can it get bigger? It certainly can, because Quinton Bailey is called for the foul, and Winnie out of Mulverhill will head to the line for 3. That's Bailey's 5th. He's out of the game. So it just goes from bad to worse for the Hawke's Bay Hawks tonight.
And I love the effort. The man they call Q, I love the effort that he gives no matter what the scoreline is. And he's one of those guys that came up with Coach McDowner. But right now, they got to do some very quick soul searching.
There's going to be some big soul searching out of this. You know, we've said it a few times. 4th loss in a row. They moved to 7-7. They got the Saints right there with them now. The Bulls are right there. The Rams are right there. The Jets aren't too far away. I mean, it is a log jam on the ladder. And all of a sudden, season 2022, the Hawks has become a whole lot tougher. 29 the margin. Make that 30. Dying seconds of this one. Can the Hawks get a late basket? Rusbatch all the way, misses. That'll just about do us. Young Thomas Gold cleans it up. And that is all for tonight. An amazing 30-point win for the Wellington Saints. Quite extraordinary. A 35-16 third quarter blew this game wide open. And they have delivered arguably their biggest win of the season, the Wellington Saints. And their quest for title number 13 is well and truly alive. They go to 6-8, and they will continue to put the pressure on the teams above them. So many stars for the home team tonight. 4,000 fans packed into TSB Bank Arena for Thursday night Sal's NBL action. One of the biggest stars of the second half was Mike Smith. Here he is with Miles Pearce.
Mike, 23-8, an impressive win here tonight. How do you carry that form over into next week's backs up with the same guys?
I think we just got to continue what we did today. We played hard, we played aggressive on defensively. I think this is probably our best defensive game that we played all season, and I think we got to continue to do that. Obviously, they're going to watch film and they're going to have counters to what we're doing, but I think if we continue to practice hard like we've been doing all week and prepare for them, I think we'll continue to do the same thing.
Amazing third quarter, 14 points. How did you guys get going, and how did you personally get going in that third?
I think my teammates just believed in me. You know, I missed a couple threes. I'm a really good shooter. I don't know why I missed a couple earlier, but you know, I just started feeling it, and then they believed in me, and they gave me the ball, and I just delivered.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Jordan, great win here on the home ground. Everyone 4,000 strong. What you guys are putting on a show. How do you feel after that?
I feel great. I mean, we're finally getting things sorted. Hopefully we can just keep the momentum going into next week when we play them up in Hawke's Bay.
19 threes as a team. You guys shot the ball really, really well. It started with Darnay, even though you guys had some guys in foul trouble, including yourself. How do you fight through these things?
I think we're just getting good open looks by moving the ball. That was our best thing, was get into the lane, kick outs, and just shoot your shot.
Congratulations, great win. Good luck next week on the road. Thanks, Justin. Back to you.
Go media, right from the ball to Toyota, Oculus, Vodafone. Absolutely positively, Wellington City Council. First release of Bola,
Art Rusbatch with 24. AG got the double digits on the rebounds. Upshaw Jr., what an inclusion he's been. Look at Mike Smith with the 8 assists. When he wasn't shooting well early, he was definitely finding his teammates.
And he had a great game, letting the game come to him. As he just mentioned, his teammates trusted him. He had the ball in his hand, created a lot in the first half. That third quarter, how explosive was that?
There is Tuan AG, and his body language probably echoes that of the Hawks. They've got some work to do. 4th loss in a row. They head north to Auckland to take on the Bulls at the Stockyard Saturday night. Season on the line at the moment. What a big game that'll be. The kids, as always, waiting to see the Saints. There's the games coming up in the NZNBL. Round 12 is underway. Tuatara and Sharks tomorrow night.
What picks have you got?
I think the Tuatara start favourites tomorrow night. Giants for me. They haven't lost a game away from home, the Giants, so I'm not going against them. The Bulls and the Hawks. I mean, all of a sudden with the Hawks losing tonight, the significance of that game is massive for their season. And you'd have to favour the Bulls based on what we've seen tonight.
You would, and I believe that some of the guys from the Hawks are very experienced and they know what's going on. So they need to turn it around. So I'm looking forward to that game in particular to see how they bounce back.
Couple of Sunday games, Rams in the Airs. That is an absolute beauty. The Rams did a number on the Tuatara last week. How was the form of Mike Karina in that one? Airs, of course, are just so much fun to watch. Nuggets and Jets Sunday night. Nuggets have lost their last 3 home games, so don't write off the Jets. The Nuggets need to form back their way on their home deck. Before we get out of here tonight, just to absolutely amplify the importance of what's happened tonight, have a look at the ladder coming into tonight's game. We'll bring it up on screen. I know I'm putting a little bit of late pressure on our production team, but that was the ladder coming in. You can see the Saints there in 8, 5 and 8. They now go to 6 and 8 and 12 points. Look at the Hawks, 7 and 7. They're just 1 beat up on 14 points. With the heavy loss tonight, they're going to drop back a little bit maybe on that ladder. But it is so tight. Nuggets, Bulls, Rams, Saints, they're all in there.
They are indeed. And there are a couple of teams with games in hand. But the bottom line, if you want to be in this group, in this top 6 and finals weekend, you need to win. And you need to win now.
Good on you, Miles Pearce. Love your work in the NZNBL here on Sky Sport. It is the home of all things basketball here in Aotearoa, both in the GJ Gardner Homes, Taihi, and the NZNBL, and another doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night from Event Finder. Make sure you join us from 5, the Kahu in action against the Hoiho, and then of course that'll be backed up with the Tuatara and the Sharks. Look forward to your company then. For now, on behalf of our entire team here at Sky Sport, Miles Pearce, myself, Justin Nelson, hope you've enjoyed it. The Saints fans certainly have. They get home by 30. We'll see you tomorrow night.